Hey guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness, Italy. With it being Victoria Day today, I figured we might as well do at least one episode of Victoria 2. It's you know, it's a freaking game named in her honor, so let's play it. Now, where we last left off, we'd started the colonial game in Africa, as you can see, and we got a war to do with the Nordic countries. Basically, North Germany wants their chunk of Schleswig-Holstein, and we want to make sure they get it. So taking a look at the situation, we've got North Germany, Baden, Württemberg, and Italy against Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. We've got a total military strength of 370. Take a look at those numbers. North German Federation and Italy are equal. We have the same military as Prussia. It's crazy. At least, you know, numbers-wise. And then the total strength of the Nordic countries, 69. Well, I like that number. I don't think they're going to have much of a chance fighting us off. Now, we need to figure out a way to actually get our troops up there. And as tempted as I am to take one of my African fleets, well, I think my only African fleet, or the North American fleet, you know, chock full of clippers, and send them on up north here where, you know, the Scandinavians probably have a better navy than we do. That's not going to be a good idea. So what we're going to do is just try and geopolitically find a way up there. I kind of doubt Austria is going to be in a position to allow us military access. No. No, Austria doesn't like us, and that's not a surprise. But we could try with maybe Switzerland. No, they won't accept. Well, and France is probably not going to accept either. No. Okay. So, the lesson there is that we're not going to be able to join in the war. That's fine, though. I don't think the North Germans need us. And, you know, we're here giving our political support. So, you know, that should be enough. But sadly, like I say, it doesn't look like there's going to be a way for us to join the war itself. So, let's just keep doing what we're doing, shall we? It seems to be working for us somehow. Unpause the game and speed up time to speed 3. Let's take a quick little look at our industries. Now, it looks like we've got 2 late small arms factories going on, both in states that don't have steel mills or really a population that needs them. So I'm thinking we're going to be probably winding up closing one of those. A group of Italian Marxists has gathered support in Ferrara, quickly turning all of Romania into a stronghold of communist thinking, one that may endure for some time to come. It is almost certain that, should Italian policies turn to something not of their liking, Romania will be one of the first regions where we see trouble begin. It's good to know. Small-scale rifle making. Maybe we don't need small scale if we've got, you know, small arms factories getting propped up everywhere, shape and form. Drunken riots. You know, that's just... we're used to that in Italy, alright? It happens. It's not something we want to talk about, but it does happen. Steel steamers. Excellent! Let's take a look at what is next on the old technology list. And I'm thinking industrial technology could probably use a little attention. A lot of our stuff is stuck in the 1830s or 1850s. Not good. So, even though we are at war, it doesn't really necessarily matter. But things like supply limits, population growth, sulfur production, we don't really care about that. But getting into gas attacks is probably something good to get into. So, first time I've ever said something like that. It's good to get into gas attacks, ladies and gentlemen. No, North America. Mexico's not in Europe. My word. Let's increase opinion there. There we go. Thank you. And we've got a protectorate in Rift Valley in Kenya, so I think that's way over here. We'll create a protectorate, and we will create a protectorate. There we go, Italian Africa. Growing like cray-cray. Now we want to go into Uganda. And what's down here? Two things. We could go for Zanzibar. Although it looks like the Germans are already getting involved in Zanzibar. I don't necessarily think we want to anger our allies in the colonial sphere of things, so we'll just go for this place. No, we won't. We need another tech to get there. That's fine. Uganda will be just fine. And then everything else should come along slowly but surely. Although it's saying, yeah, it's saying we can do stuff here. Do we want to do this? It's done. We spent colonial points to do it. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is a thing. And yeah, we're not able to expand, and we're not going to go into Zanzibar. Let's leave that for the Germans and just worry about connecting up our two colonies. That's really all that we care about. Okay, so we got Bass Congo over here somewhere. Bass Congo, create a protectorate. And North Somaliland, which is showing off my African geography. Lack of knowledge. Is that it? No, that's not Somaliland. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And sometimes I'm just an idiot. There we go. Djibouti. It's ours. You're a colony now. We probably don't need to spend those points, but I'm spending them at least there. There was one over here that we could we should probably take a look at expanding. What does it cost anyway? Barely any colonial points to do it, and we get a colony out of it. So I think that's a good thing. We can invest in Cameroon and Gabon, so we will. Gotta stay ahead of Spain in those two locations. Yeesh. At least we'll get a refund from those, I think. Is there a way to go to region map? So I can see the things I'm taking? Okay. I just want to get a geographic understanding of the land that I'm going to be taking. So we can see here, there's Uganda. And then we would go to Congo Oriental. Then we got the equator. And I think we can go for that. And we will. We're already in Congo. Okay. Yeah. That should be okay. Right. Keep this colonial game going. Conservative Party rocked by scandal. Rumors were around for some time, but a newspaper has finally published evidence of a wide-reaching scandal affecting the Italian Conservative Party. Party leaders were allegedly paid secretly by local landowners to tweak laws in their favor. Governmental positions were given to favorites, goods stolen from government warehouses, the list goes on and on. This has been declared beyond the pale even by conservative supporters, and has caused a huge uproar within Italy, severely damaging the conservative cause in Italy. Outrageous. I don't like the prestige hit, but what I do like is maybe... No. I was going to say, maybe people would stop voting conservative, but they've still got 54% of the population. And I think a lot of that has to do with my choices throughout the game. One of these days I'll learn how to make people reactionary. I would have figured, you know, that we would have been there by now, but insubordinate. There was... Yeah, 0% of our population are insubordinate. Well, that's good. That I'm at least thankful for. How's the war going? Well, it looks like the German Navy can't quite match Sweden, but I would imagine the military of Germany is having no problem chewing through Denmark. So this should be a victory for our side, despite the lack of Italian participation. Or if we got out of work people. Lombardia? Well, we got factories going, so... That's not bad. Feed the hungry soldiers. Well, the war rages. Every can that rolls off the production line from Italian Canned Food and Preservatives Limited is as important as a cannonball or rifle. The food is reportedly excellent and very popular among our soldiers. So popular, in fact, that the General Staff has commissioned another massive order from the factory. Stockpile the damn food. Or relieve civilian. I mean, we shouldn't have any war exhaustion. So we'll go for the food. It looks like we just opened a new factory. What did we get? Another late arms factory in Pugula. So we've got a late arms factory in Campania, in Pugula, and in Piedmont. We don't need that many gun factories, but they are making bank. So, you know what? Maybe we do. Maybe Italy needs to be that arms manufacturer. I mean, why not? They make some good guns. Not that I'm a gun expert or anything, but Benelli supposedly makes quite a good shotgun. So, there you have it. Come on, Spain. I mean, really? If we withdraw, do we get those colonial points back? I think we do. Basically, once I get these linked up here and Spain can't go further east, I'll be okay handing over Cameroon and Gabon to them. That's fine. I want to make sure these stay mine. Well, I want to make sure I'm able to connect up the colony is basically it. So, you know, they want to be annoying, they can. I'm not going to stop them. But it would just be nice of them, you know, to quit being jerks about things. Okay, what do we got? We will create a protectorate there and make it a colony. And we got Congo. So we'll create a protectorate. And it's already a colonial province. Look at that. Okay, so now we need to link these two guys up. And we're not going to do it in Cameroon. So we'll do it here in Ubangi Shari. And that'll connect those two. Without much in the way of any sort of colonial competition. And then we can just push east. That's it. We can, once this colony, once we get Ubangi Shari, we can abandon those. And give them to Spain. Because they are friends. Right? We don't want to piss off the Spanish too much. We can have a little healthy colonial competition, but when push comes to shove, we're all standing together. That's why I'm not interfering with Germany. We're all on the same side. So let's just play nice. Hopefully the AI agrees with me. We'll see. It's doubtful. We have lost the effect of excellent military leadership. We've got good military leadership. Well, that's a shame, but we're not in any important wars, so that's okay. Newly arrived immigrants in our province, provinces, are finding it hard to assimilate into the broader Italian populace, and many among the local population have come to view them as an alien presence. Presence, not an alien present. Jeez. Immigrants live in separate areas of the city, go to separate schools and shops, and generally have very little contact with the extended community. They must be integrated if, by force if necessary. Seems that the locals have the right ideas there. We'll go integration. I'm all for keeping language and tradition, but come on, guys. You moved to Italy for a reason. Yeah, good. Just keeping an eye on the German army, that's all. New evidence worsens scandal. Investigation of the current party scandal by the Italian press has brought to light a number of interesting facts. It seems that abuse of power and influence goes well beyond what was initially revealed. Only the surface of this affair has been touched so far, and God only knows what might turn up in the next few weeks. No one in Italy appears to be discussing anything else at the moment, and already there are calls in the press for the Italian government to step down. This does not bode well. We've got a major national scandal now. But we have some reforms we can enact. So if we take a look, child labor restrictions is pretty much the biggest reform. But if I understand the way this game works, by doing that, we'll make the conservatives more popular because the conservatives go through and institute that reform. So what we're going to do instead is ignore it. We are not going to be instituting any social policies, and that should anger people, hopefully enough to cause them to wish to change things. Oh, I see your game. Yeah, so if I understand this well enough, once we withdraw, we should get some of those colonial points back, I hope. Probably not all of them, but we should get some of them. And well, we can unpause, because this is going to take about a year, isn't it? Create a protectorate. Well, I think it takes about a year. So as long as we stay ahead of the Spanish, for now, I don't need them going any further, causing me any other problems. Then I'll be happy. That's all I need. That's all that I need. One thing we might want to look at doing, however, is expanding some of the railroads. Because, I mean, we can. Oh, not quite. We need some higher railroad levels. Well, I know how to fix that. Although, really, we should get interchangeable parts and cheap iron before we go off for steel railroad. A steel railroad would be good. No, we should get our industry sorted. And these aren't going to take long. They're going to take less than a year. So just a couple of years, and then we can get new railroads. And everything should be happy. When is our next election, anyway? 1885. Okay, so we got 2 years. And it seems altogether pleasing, therefore, that the order long established shall prevail throughout the centuries, throughout the eras, and today. A conservative member of the upper house has addressed Parliament today with a lionizing speech to the nation and its manifold glories. Brilliant! We'll go for people don't want to take to the streets and overthrow the government, but that they might want to vote for a different one. The defining symptom of cholera is an exhaustive diarrhea, rendering the diseased almost completely incapable of retaining fluid. In severe forms, this disease can cause death within a few days of the first symptoms, making it one of the most rapidly fatal illnesses known to man. Today we received a dispatch from one of our provinces confirming earlier reports that the disease has indeed broken out there. Quarantine the damn province. We don't need the entire nation with the runs and not be good. So one thing I've never really understood was this drift. I'm guessing that that's a drift to making this a... Oh, crap. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. I think we got the points back at least. But... yeah, we just need to hold on to this one. Because that's how the Spanish will get in there. Right, okay. That was a desperately bad mistake. Create a protectorate in there. And then can we go further? We can. Congo Oriental. Sounds like a plan. And then I think that should bring everyone together. Along with a wealth of raw materials. I mean, look at that. We got cows. We got coffee. We got coal and coffee. Uganda. Oh, no. We can just make this... there we go. I wish you didn't have to click that twice, but it does make me think that there's a reason for not making it a colony. Or for not upgrading it to a colonial province. Of course, in my ignorance, I have no idea what that would be, but, that's my fault. Now, we're obviously going to get connected up here, and we're going to get connected up here. That's both great. We should probably... throw some points that way. But we might as well snag some free land while we can, too. I mean, the Portuguese might be pushing this way, and the Germans are no doubt interested in pushing this way as well. But why wouldn't we take Cassie? It's got iron. It's got copper. Is that? I know, it's lead. Lead and copper. Yeah, okay. We'll take it. And what do we got here? Kivu. With some fruit. Lots of fruit. Okay. We'll take you too. You know, if we make, you know, Lake Tanganyika sort of the border with the Germans, I'm sure they wouldn't mind. We can't go north. We're going to need some more tech for that, but that's okay. Basically, what I'm excited for is getting Congo Oriental done, and ours, and happy. And Ubankishari, just to connect everything. Look at Italy go! Alfred Noble, good, and Rosendale Cement, excellent. There's one thing the Italians should know fairly well, it's cement. Although I guess that's, you know, that's attributing assets of ancient Rome to modern Italy. That might not translate, but I'm gonna do that, because I'm that kind of guy. I guess we should also just take a look around the rest of the world, see if there's other things that we can upgrade. Things look to be being upgraded just fine. We could put forts everywhere, I guess. Honestly, that might not be a bad idea for Haiti, now that I think about it. Just to make, well, and Honduras as well, why not? Just to make it a little more difficult when people come in and want to conquer my lands, they'll just have to... I keep looking at that, and I know what it is, and I know it hasn't changed, but I keep looking at it. How's our sphere game going? I guess, oh no, Peru's in our sphere. Spain is the one we need to be watching out for, and Belgium have decided that we can't talk to the Spanish. Boo to that. Belgium, we can invest in Cameroon. I guess we might as well, just to stay ahead of the Spanish. You see, I would have imagined that Portugal would have gone for the same sort of colonial strategy that we're going with Italy and try to connect the two east-west, but apparently not. And the French are making North Africa their own. And the United Kingdom not really getting involved. Grievous discontent still persists in the colony, despite several attempts by local governors at mediation between local power holders and the central government. The recommendation of the Colonial Office must be that we either take steps to make accommodations with the natives, or that we seek to undermine their authority by enforcing a greater measure of direct rule by the colonial governor. We'll go with negotiate. I don't want colonial uprisings, which I'm sure was said by pretty much every colonial power the world over. Alright, now that we've effectively blocked the Spanish off, we can withdraw and get some points back. And sucks to be Spain that they wasted so much money. But what can you do? In the meantime, we should probably look. Wadi, what have you got? Cotton, grain. I mean, not much in either of those two. Let's go back to the... oh, where was it? Region map mode. And... cows and wood, or cotton and grain. And fruit. Well, you know, we're not in any sort of colonial battle with anybody, so... I mean, we might as well grab this land, right? There we go. What a joy being a European colonizer is. What land do we want? Just these. We'll just claim all this land for Italy, and then we can go and attack Ethiopia. Hey, submarines! What else have we got? A sprawling empire. We are no longer a large nation. We are a sprawling empire, so we get some more prestige. And we've researched submarines. They're small boats equipped with torpedoes and a gun. They are submergible, but to attack, they still have to go to the surface. Nothing changing there. How's the war going? What have we added? So you want liberation of that. You want dismantle constructions in Iceland and Greenland and cut Norway down to size. Why do you care about Norway and Greenland? They don't have much in the way of constructions, I don't imagine. Still, Germany's going to do what Germany's going to do. I'm not going to question them. They know what's going on. Whoa, let me just take a look at this. The Russian Empire. Okay. Yes. I will happily agree that the Russian Empire should have a much larger military than Italy. Machine guns? As we didn't research them, we just got the idea of them, which led to our glorious colonizing. Spain still like us? They should. Good, and they got their little empire going on, but they're still a secondary power, which is fine. Interchangeable parts, we'll get that up to date. A police raid against a Reggio de Calabria bar tonight has provoked a massive public backlash against police and other authorities. Locals infuriated over the police wow. Let me try that again, please. Locals, infuriated over the police's decision to close the bar, further aggravated by an already liberal intake of alcohol, have taken to the streets in what can best be described as a drunken rampage. That happens. That's Italian life. You can't take away people's freedom to be on rampages. That's just not right. Let's remove the rally point in Verona and set up another one in Milan. Milan sounds good. All right, and let's build ourselves another army. So let me just take a look at the numbers. 525, with one of those infantry being an engineer. Okay. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, let's make sure this is in Europe. 1, 2. And I don't think any of those are on my islands, except for maybe Messina. Let me check. Nope. We're safe. Are we? We're building an artillery. Okay. Build army. Scratch that. We don't need the Cagliari artillery. We'll go Milan instead. There we go. Destroyers and pre-dreadnoughts. Things are looking up for our navy. But I would imagine... Oh, well, we don't have the ability to build destroyers anyway. But we will need steam turbine ships to build cruisers and dreadnoughts. And that'll become available in 1900. So, from a naval military standpoint, we're looking pretty good. Oh, look, it's time for a lavish exposition and a national conference. We will take both. And I'd like to maybe start getting some submarines on the go. I don't know if we need 10 of them. But if we set our naval rally point here, we can try to build 10 of them. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? They are going to need 2 cannons. Assassination attempt. Oh dear. Ye gads. And Joseph Lister. What do we need? We'll need cannons and cruisers, basically. So let's see if we can get some of those built. Venice, why are you so slow? What? That should definitely be upgraded. I thought I got... Maybe there was some here that needed more than one. I guess that was recently conquered land. So let's just go through and check all the home bases. Everybody should be up, except for Venice. I must have just forgot to go that far north. Which is too bad. Artillery is the holdup this time around, is it? I'm surprised we were able to get a hold of steamer convoys so easily. That's good news. Anyway, I should pause this so I can take care of all the colonies we've got. Alright, so you're a protectorate, you're a protectorate, you're a protectorate, and now you're a colonial province, you're a colonial province, and now you're a colonial province. And there's Italian Africa straight across the map, right around Lake Victoria. Now Germany, if you want this area, it's yours. And it looks like the Brits are getting involved up there. And the Portuguese. So they'll probably take East Angola. And I won't interfere with that in the slightest. They can have it. What I'll do is just basically fill this out. And then we've got our colonial empire. Because I don't think we're going to need any more than that. And really trying to become bigger than we are. Nobody wants that. On November 20th, 1859, Ferdinand de Lesseps erected a bronze bust of Waghorn overlooking the mouth of the Suez Canal at the port of Tewfik. On the base, he inscribed these words of admiration, in homage to the memory of a generous, though unfortunate man who alone, without any help, by a long series of labors and heroic efforts, practically demonstrated and determined the adaptation of the postal route through Egypt and the communication between the east and the west of the world. Who came up with this? That's crazy. Still, taking a look at it, Suez Canal, controlled by the French, so if we are ever at war with the French, we can happily use our African and Arabian militaries to snag the canal for us and our own uses. That doesn't mean we're going to take it, but it just means, you know, it's going to be ours. Let's go ahead and get the railroads on the go. So we can, you know, send trains from Calabar to Mogadishu. It sounds pretty spectacular when you put it in terms like that. While we're looking, let's make sure any and all colonies that can have an updated naval base. We haven't actually taken that much land on the coast, so we don't have a lot of colonial naval bases to build, and with that, I'm okay. One thing I wouldn't mind doing, though, is getting Djibouti going as well. What do we got? Now, who are you at war with? Slovenia. And, yeah, so there's no allies involved, no. I needed access through you to assist our German allies against Denmark, and there was no way you were going to do it. So I'm not going to give you access to a nation that you share a border with. But Slovenia can certainly have access through my lands if they need it. I think that's just fair. Poor Slovenia, they're on the ropes. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't... We're past the half an hour mark, and there hasn't really been all that much in the way of excitement. World's Fair begins in the United Kingdom. Bastards. All because we lost that because we were at war. I'm sure of it. We were at war and we were half conquered. But, you know, catalytic fermentive process. But if it hadn't been for that war, I'm sure we would have been able to host the World's Fair. Is really all I'm saying. All right. Time to organize things. Now, I don't know what this does, except... Oh, it increases RGO output. It helps if I just read things. So let's go ahead and organize Kenya, Ubangi-Chari, and Uganda. Get ourselves some serious prestige. And... violate Swiss neutrality. I like that. And, you know, get our colonies more official than they already are. Now, my one concern about all this is create a protectorate and a colonial nation, or a colonial province. This isn't EU. Create a protectorate and a colonial province. And we can't go into Darfur or Sud. That's fine. Can we go north? Nope. And we're not able to get into Kano either. So that's about it. Unless we... What's here? Is there anything worth taking here? Coffee and cotton. See, because I don't want to get on Germany's nerves. Is really all this is about. And it's a shame, because it looks like we're kind of colonizing into the same areas. I think I'm going to leave it. If we get the tech to get these lands up here, we'll take it. But I think pressing, except maybe into Sokoto, that's through fighting. That's something completely different. Why were you built? Just to use you up? Maybe? I don't know. Let's take a look at our military. We should have just infantry. We got a lot of fresh infantry units that we could build. So what have we got here? We got proper artillery and horsey artillery and some infantry. We could probably do... Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll scrap that guy, because it apparently irregular. But I will go for another... Okay, so we can get one normal artillery out of that. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get all those guys to rally in Calabar. And that should be our only African rally point. We'll take that off. And yeah, Milan is definitely not in Africa. So Calabar is now our only African rally point. All those troops will go there. And we'll get a bit more of a garrison going on. Organized Chad. Sure, why not? What's this? No. Were you even at war with it? You require access. Aro and Oyo. You don't... It's easy for you to do that, England. Well, maybe not Oro. Yeah, you might need Italian access there. Too bad we didn't give it to you. That's really too bad. How are things looking out here? Is the Pacific still uncolonizable? Looks like it. Although the Spanish look like they're actually able to grab some land out here, so... And who's this? France. And the US is in Hawaii. So, yeah. There's really not much for Italy to do in the East, and that's okay. We don't need to be doing anything in the East. For reasons. Anyway, we got that fresh army built up, putting us at 7th in the world for military power. But, you know, I mean, we're fairly close to North Germany and America when it comes to military power, and we're well ahead of Japan and silly Belgium. So yeah, things are looking fairly on the up and up for Italy. I mean, this is as good a place as any to leave the episode. Right? Because we're not actually... Okay, we are. We're in an election, so we'll wait for that to finish. Oh, that's going to be 6 months of game. No, you know what? We'll leave the election for next episode. I think that makes the most sense. So anyway, guys, a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.